Okay, so today, welcome. I am happy you're here. I know it's not always easy to set the time, discipline yourself, not take yourself and go be distracted. And then just when you're really, really determined, something in the universe seems to conspire against you, and there you are. Somebody's sick. Somebody kept you up at night. Somebody needs you to come in early. So welcome. In this installment, we're going to be talking about working past some resistance. Because it's not that the universe is against you. In fact, the more you let go of other barriers that you may have had in the past, the more the easier barriers, right? You made the time now. You rearranged that schedule. You bought that mat. You joined that gym. What ends up happening is that there's nothing left to stop from the more internal, inward barriers, inside barriers we have, the stuff that we look in Svadhisthana work to do. You know, the place that when we are feeling too vulnerable and too weak to deal with, when we can practice Isvara Pranadhana, to surrender to something outside of ourselves, that barrier right there, that's what that resistance is. So it's not that the universe is trying to stop you or conspire against you. It's that your deeper stuff is fighting harder. So whereas the first level might be, well, I don't have, the time, or I don't have the place. Once you make the time, because time's relative, right? Once you create the space, join the gym, a beautiful area in your backyard, commit, pay that money for the course. Now, the inner work, such as, I don't think I can do this. I tend to procrastinate. I really want to, but I feel weak. I know how far I've let my shoulders get weak, my core go. I don't want to realize some of the choices I've made. I'm much easier kind of saying I had to make those choices instead of realizing I chose to make those choices. See, that stuff is a little bit thicker. It's a little deeper, but it's a little bit thicker to cut through. And so your inner, protectors, that inner tribe, warrior, goddess in there, that level of self that wants you not to suffer, says, that deep consciousness, it's powerful. It is so powerful, which is why we're on this journey, because if you can figure out how to bottle that stuff, which is what this yoga practice is, if you could figure out and then let it open and smell it like some aromatherapy and put it out there into the universe towards your benefit, towards what you want to accomplish, nothing a guru, goddess, guy or gal can't do. So that's what we're talking about, working through that resistance. So the 30-day sadhana is not to be impossible or overwhelming. And if you find that, I can't, I'm just going to put it away because I can't do it, take a look and make sure, is it that you can't do it perfect? Is an issue perfection? Because no one told you to do it perfect except for you. Is it, a time management issue? Is it that an energy management issue? Are you giving so much energy towards doing every one of your teenagers' laundry that you don't have a half hour to do your daily practice? And why is that? Can they really not learn the laundry? Well, that's going to be a problem when they go off to college. Or is it that you really can't let go of them needing you? And I'm kind of throwing it in the face right there. This isn't about blame. This is about digging to the roots. When you have something in your beautiful backyard or your little garden plant, it doesn't matter where you live, whatever you're nurturing, and you see a weed, if it's a pretty weed, you might leave it there because you know that darn thing's going to stay. You know it's going to be easy management. You could just leave that on automatic. It doesn't need much water. I mean, grass, for instance. Grass is a weed. It'll grow where you don't want it to. You'll be ignoring it. Or you can choose to go get that root, or you can just snap off the top, kind of wait for it to build back up again. That's what we're doing here. That's all I'm doing here in terms of, calling you out on your crud. In a loving way. This isn't, so what? You're not perfect. Why would you want to be? Delve into that. Why are you wanting to be? Did someone tell you you have to be perfect in order to be accepted? Do we need to go deeper into who didn't love me? Who didn't love me? And I convinced myself, and the story was, it was because I wasn't perfect. So you see how this can go? Do you see how it seems like the universe? Do you see why you can't get angry at yourself? And you have to understand that the inner guru goddess that is calling up all that Kali vibe, that chaos, is just a very immature way to deal with things, but it's effective as all hell. It's effective, which is why you might have not accomplished some things that you really, really wanted to or knew you needed to do. So think about that. Think about just taking small little bites, just being consistent with your steps, with celebrating both the crud and the resistance, right? With the celebrations and the joy of accomplishment. And let's see how that sadhana goes. Let's see how that sadhana goes this week. Not needing perfection, just taking the time. Okay? So we'll see you on the live stream. Bye.